I gotta say, I'm really lucky. My mother raised me really well. She's here today. I was really fortunate. I was raised really well by my mother, by my father, by my family, by my community. I was raised to believe. I was raised to give my whole heart. I was raised to give my very best, to do my very best. I was raised to give anyone any and everything that I could. I was raised to shake hands with confidence, to make eye contact, to stand up straight, to respect my elders. I was raised to ask politely before leaving the dinner table as a kid. I was raised to love my sister, even when she ate the last cookie from the cookie jar. This is a big problem in my book. I was raised to love her. I love her. She's great. I was raised to volunteer. I was raised to support. I was raised to smile at life. I was raised to cry at tragedy. I was raised to sing happy birthday obnoxiously loud when it was someone's birthday. If you've ever been in a room with my mom and it's someone's birthday, you know what I'm talking about. I was raised to hold a hand that was lonely. I was raised to cheer for the last kid picked for kickball as a big one. I was raised to be a stand-up gal. I was raised to be a member of my community, of my clan. I was raised to be a great supporter, a neighbor, a granddaughter, a cousin, a niece, a sister, a teammate, a friend. Be a good person. Be your very best. Be kind. Treasure every person you meet. Value every bond you make with them. That's me. That's how I was raised, and that's who I choose to be. Being present is not a term that I really think about in my day-to-day. I choose to have the spirit that I have. I choose to treasure these relationships, these bonds, and to let them shine bright in my life. That's the core of what makes me me. And I believe that if I let that in, if I'm constantly in pursuit of being that person, being present is this beautiful thing that just happens with every moment while I'm in that circle. Now, I clearly believe that we are who we were raised to be, and I believe that we choose to be who we want to be, but also believe that we choose who and what we believe in. And that's an important part of it for me. Because I believe in people. I believe in the power of relationships. I believe in their beauty, in their hilarity, in their struggle, in their value, and in their strength. I believe in the bonds that I build with people. They're what makes my life thrilling and fulfilling and bright and worth it. Now, I'm a baker, and some of you may know that implicitly comes with being a little bit of a loner. You like your alone time. You like to be the only one up in the middle of the night baking, doing strange things with cookie dough and cake batter. I'm a little bit of a loner implicitly, but I'm also secretly a bonding fanatic. I love relationships. I love to connect with people. I love to care for them. And when you get older, you start to collect more and more of these relationships, more and more of these bonds. And if you're going to crush life, if you're going to crush who you are in life, things start to get a little bit out of control because all of a sudden you pick up all of these relationships and all of these bonds. And I thought, girl, you need to get a system. Like, you need to find a way to organize how you're going to get all of this done in your head, because you can't have these many relationships, these many bonds with people. You can't really value them unless you have a system. So my system is that I think about each one of these bonds as a room in a house that is my head, warmed by the furnace that is my heart. Now, these are 8 of my favorite rooms in this house. The first room is the milk bar room, where I'm the boss. The second room is the Momofuku room, where I'm a partner. The third room is the Master Chef room, where I'm this glammed up chick on TV that mentors people and judges their food, and something I really enjoy. The fourth room is the friendship room, where I'm a friend. The fifth room is the mom room, where I'm a daughter. The sixth room is the sister room, where I'm also a really proud aunt. The seventh room is the room with me and my man. It's an important room. And the eighth room is my room, where it's all about me. Now, I don't know how you guys were raised, but I was raised by pretty frugal parents. And basic house rule, turn on the light when you walk into a room, turn it off when you leave. Do not forget to turn that light off. So when I think about these rooms and I think about spending time in them, I turn on the light when I enter the room, and I turn it off when I leave the room. Super simple. One of the most basic rules. Few other rules for myself. One, can't be in more than one room at a time. When I'm in the room, I'm in the room. But there's no such thing as multitasking. I'm like one of the world's top 10 multitaskers easily. You cannot multitask being in two rooms at once. And some of these rooms, I get it. They're pulling at you. Like, I think to myself in a day sometimes, like, ooh, if I could just be in like both of these rooms at the same time, I can get it done in a day. But you can't. One room at a time is my rule. Another one of my rules is to remember that sometimes some of these rooms are full of a ton of little rooms inside of them. The milk bar room is full of hundreds of tiny little rooms within it because there are hundreds of different relationships and bonds that I hold really dear and that are equally as important, and the same rules apply there. Now, I'm not a pro at this, to be super clear. I have my ups and I have my downs, but I'm a perpetual enthusiast for life, for getting this right, for figuring out how to bond bright with each one of these rooms in a given day. And I figure if I am going to be here and talk about how I have figured out how to do it, it's fair to say that everybody else has their own way of getting it done. But if I'm up here, it's only fair if I'm going to start to spout these like crazy theories that I have at you to really show you what a day in my life looks like in trying to get it all done. So, here we go. All right, so I wake up in me and my man's room. I roll over, give him a little kiss, tell him I love him. We had an awesome night the night before. We laughed, we giggled, we had a great meal, and I'm feeling really connected to him. And I know that I have a huge day ahead, but all I need in this moment to give him and all he needs is that moment of intention and embrace and the like, you go slay the day, I'm gonna go get mine, let's do this. Boom, he's definitely still sleeping. Love you. Boom. Just for like a few minutes. I move around and make noises like an elephant when I get ready for the day. I bounce over into my room. I meditate. It's something I'm trying to get really good at because it's my self-practicing me time. After I meditate, which is harder for me to be good at, I lace up my tennis shoes, I put on my running clothes, and I go for a run. Love to go for a run in the morning. It's like one of my best medicines that I can give myself. And it's like less for exercise for me and more for peace of mind. Running, when I go for a run in the morning, it is my time where it's just me in the world. I don't wake up super crazy early. Sometimes I do. But it feels like the rest of the world is asleep. No one's bothered me. It's just my me time. It's me, my tennis shoes. I'm not running for distance. I'm not running for intensity. I'm not running for time. I'm just running because I need it. And when I go on a run, I just start to swim around in my own head. Today's a work day, so I'm starting to think about work and all the priorities that I have in my day, what's coming up. I'm going, man, we just had this great internal analysis meeting yesterday, and I really got to figure out how I'm going to make some of these really big decisions. You know, are investors going to like the way that looks on paper? Is that the right decision for the company? Man, working it out. And I think about the logs from the night before. Man, Stephanie wrote this really great PM log, and I want to make sure I tell her when I see her today how inspiring it was. And it's Dale in the East Village store's first day. I got to remember to get over there and pop in and introduce myself. That's important to me. So I do that. And that's my morning run. I just work it out. Whatever's swimming around in my head, I let it float to the top, I chew on it, and I work it out. And it makes me feel awesome. It makes me feel in charge of the day. It makes me feel empowered. And I gave that to myself. I woke up a little earlier than I would want to, but I gave it to myself. I stretch, I drink my morning cup of coffee, throw on a dress, check my watch. I'm still on time. I'm still even a little bit early, and it's gorgeous outside. So you want to know what I'm going to do for myself? I'm not going to take a car to work. I'm not going to take the subway. I'm going to get on a bike, and I'm going to bike my way to work. So I bike my way to work, to the Milk Bar room. Stop off at the East Village, introduce myself to Dale, hop on my bike, go to our commissary kitchen in Williamsburg. It's where I like to start most of my days. I pop into the kitchen, say hi to everyone, say my good mornings, we giggle, we laugh, we high five. Man, Annie, what'd you get up to last night? Stephanie, great log girl. Adam, give it to me like, I need a new catchphrase. I'm feeling a little old. What are the kids saying these days? He's trying to teach me what on fleek means. I'm like, on fleet? Like Fleet Week? No, on fleek. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save that. I gotta use that. It's gonna keep me hip with the kids. Okay. Katya's mixing 140 quarts of birthday cake batter. I check in with her, scoop a little souffle cup's worth, down it for a little breakfast, grab a broken cookie out of the fridge, and I pop around the corner to our offices that are just behind the kitchen. I do the same thing with the team. I say my good mornings, I check in. Alejandro just got back from vacation. I want to hear how that was. Mike, my man Mike, he loves to print catchphrases, inspirational phrases on sweatshirts for the team. Today, a newest shipment arrives, and it says Posy Vibes Only, and everyone's got their sweatshirt on. I'm like, guys, that is so on fleek. And some of them get it, and some of them are like, you didn't do it right, Mom. But I laugh and I smile with them because that's part of it. And I'm feeling good. I sit down at my desk, I open up my laptop, and I look at the clock. I start to check emails, and I'm like, man, I still have a few more minutes before my first meeting. I got time for this. So I type my way over to the friendship room. Hey, Carla, I need to send out 2 packages. I need your help. First one is for friends that are about to have a baby, and my family has made this quilt for them. It's a family tradition. I want to make sure I send it to them. I definitely want to add some cookies, definitely a Milk Bar onesie, and I wrote this note for them last night. Thank you. Hey, Carla, second package. Can you help me cookie bomb my friend's restaurant that we were at last night? They took such great care of us. When you work in this industry, you take such great care of other people, but oftentimes it's not quite as reciprocated. And for me, sending a boatload of cookies in a box is like the best way to reciprocate that. It's the best way to secure a friendship near or far. My friendship room feels full right now. Everything on my to-do list that I need to sort of reach out to my friends and make them feel cared for. I don't really have time to see any of them today or call them on the phone, but I got what I wanted to get done. So I pop back over into the Milk Bar room. Our bi-weekly status meeting's about to begin. So I hop into that, and I'm feeling energized. I got me and my man room covered. I got my room covered. I got my friendship room covered. I'm feeling so good about the day. I'm in my Milk Bar room. And when I'm here, when we're having this bi-weekly status meeting, I am here, and I'm only here. My commitment, my attention, my all, my heart is with this room. It's with the people in this room. And everyone at Milk Bar is in this same room. Everyone knows that when we're in this room together, we're in this room together. That value, that commitment is what makes us shine so strong as a team. We go on about our meeting, we have a great time, and all of a sudden my calendar alert goes off, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got another meeting. I got to race off. So I head on over to the Milk Bar. I head on over to the Momofuku room. We're having a meeting about Ando. Now, I'm in the Momofuku room. I've just left the Milk Bar room. Milk Bar team knows I am not too far away, but I'm not in their room right now. I'm somewhere else. So they're doing them, but they know that I'm nearby. But until I'm back, my commitment is in whatever room that I'm standing in, and I'm in the Momofuku room. We're talking about Ando. We're talking about delivery zones, marketing, the menu. We're hashing out this new delivery service that we've just started up, and we're feeling good. Calendar alert goes off again. I got to be in Midtown in 30 minutes for something else. Look at the clock. It's gorgeous outside. There's enough time for me to get this done. So I just start power walking into my room. I'm hoofing it up to Midtown. I'm not taking a cab. It's a gorgeous day. I know what I still need to do, but I can do it while I'm walking. I chug a green juice, and I just start power walking up into Midtown. That might sound crazy to some of you, but I love walking in the middle of the day. There's something so peaceful about it. Sometimes I get so into being in these other rooms that I forget that I'm also just like part of the world. And I'm in New York City, and it's a thrilling place to be in. You never know when you're going to be inspired or what you're going to be powered by. So I just start speed walking. And I'm on my phone, and I'm checking in, and I am checking Milk Bar emails, and I am hashing those out. I'm like, okay. I'm speed walking. Yeah, I'm definitely doing this. Don't worry. Checking in my Milk Bar emails. Everything's good. Responding to them. And then all of a sudden, I get a text message from the sister room. All right. Got to get in the sister room. So I start texting her. My sister wants to know if I have ever had the Oreo version of a s'mores, it's a new flavor that's out, or the steak and onion flavor of Funyuns that just came out, because she just sent me both. We're both very busy ladies, but our way to connect in a day, our sort of like love language, is through like processed junk food and how intrigued we are by all the new flavors that are coming out. What's happening? What's this? What's that? She's sending them to me. Awesome. Ooh, you want to know what? I still have like another 15 minutes before I'm going to be in Midtown. That's great. So I pop over into me and my man's room. I'm already on the text message front. And I send him a quick message, because we've learned that in a busy day, we are not seeing each other until late at night. That's just brass tacks. But that moment where you can stop in your day, in your very busy day, where you're working so hard to crush it, and you can say something nice to each other, like do a little flirt, figure out something to remind the person that you're thinking of them, even amidst all of the craze of your day. Maybe you're like, hey, what time are you getting off work? I'm probably going to get off around 10. He's going to get off around 10:30. Maybe we'll hatch a plan. Ooh, also, did you see that Bronco picture I sent you last night? We got to get that car. And then I'm off. I arrive. Ooh, I'm back on work email now. Get an email from Peter Meehan. He's doing an awesome piece. He has a vision for it, for this like deconstructed take on pineapple upside down cake, an MI game. How deep can I get into the wild world of pineapple upside down cake? I look at it and I'm like, dude, anything for you. He is one of my favorite people in the world. He is equal parts curmudgeon and hilarious and friendly. He's a genius. I would do anything for him. I'd do anything for Lucky Peach. I'm feeling good. Poof, got into Midtown. I'm in the MasterChef room. I'm in Midtown because I have to do a voiceover for this holiday episode we just filmed about a month back in LA. And I have to say like 3 big bombastic words for like the very, very, very beginning of the episode. Get it done quick. But I have like another 20 minutes left before I actually have to be somewhere else. And I'm on the line with my LA family, the people that I basically stand in this room with for 3 months out of my year. And when I'm with them for those 3 months filming, I'm so connected to them, and they're so lovely, and I enjoy being with them so much. But when we're not filming, it might be weeks or months before I'm actually standing in this room again. So it's really important that I'm standing in it. I'm not in such a hurry to go stand in another room that I don't actually enjoy the time in there. So we catch up, we're laughing, we're rehashing the inside jokes that we had on set a few weeks back, and we just catch up and enjoy hearing one another's voice on the line. Calendar alert goes off. Boom, time's up. Time to get back downtown. So I cabin in the Milk Bar room, back down to some more Milk Bar meetings. Make a few phone calls. Real estate agent thinks he's found some great spaces that he think I'd be interested in. Our kitchen manager in DC is obsessed with coming up with different riffs on root beer floats. She's got a great one that's cream soda and cereal milk made into a float. It's awesome. I just tasted it last week, and we're just talking about when she's going to get it on the menu. I get to where I'm going, and I sit down in a few meetings. I've got new hire orientation coming up next week, and we just want to make sure we like our message, that it makes sense as we grow. We're opening a store in Vegas. We're trying to figure out if we have enough cold storage. Is the kitchen big enough? Is the menu right? We're working through that. And then we're in a budget meeting, and we're talking about how we want to stay ahead of all these different wage changes that are coming up all the way through 2018, because we're that crazy and we plan that far ahead. They're a little bit boring, but I'm in it because I love the number part of it. We're in it, meeting's halfway through, and then all of a sudden my phone rings. And no one really calls me in a day because I usually just don't pick up. When I'm in a room, I'm in a room. That's all there is to it. We went over that. But I look at the phone, and it's my mom calling. And I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at my team, and I'm looking at it again. And I'm like, my mom's calling. And they make eye contact, and I'm like, it's totally fine, it's totally fine. So I go over into the mom room. I'm like, Mom? Like, hello, Mom? Are you okay? She's calling to tell me she's coming to New York this Saturday. She's gone through me entirely and scheduled a trip to New York City through my man because she knows he won't say no. She's right. And I'm like, Mom, you know you're not supposed to call me unless it's an emergency. She's driving me crazy, guys. She's wedging her way in. But I'm also secretly excited that she's coming. So I put down the phone. We get off the phone. She's coming. Like, I'm equal parts, like, what is she doing? And equal parts so excited that she's coming and that she knew that I'd say, no, I don't have enough time. But she's found her way around it, gone through my man, and now she's coming, and I couldn't be more excited. And I look over to this meeting that I just walked out of, and they've wrapped up. And I think, you want to know what? I've been out of the milk bar room for like the last 5 minutes. I'm just going to take a few more minutes. So I dial up the sister room on FaceTime. 2 little nieces just finished up dinner. They're covered in it. They're all afleur. They're talking about bath time, talking about the books they're about to read, and we gab on FaceTime for 5 minutes. And it's rare that I get to find that time. They usually go to bed way before I even think about calling them, before I think about slowing down in my day. But I've learned that in this industry, you give up so much, you give so much to so many other people to crush it, to get to where you want to be, that oftentimes, like, the relationships that are the most important to you get kind of pushed back here. And I have these 2 beautiful nieces, and I'm thinking, you know, it's important to me that I know them, and it's important to me that they know me. I'm a busy woman, but I would be no role model if I didn't actually show them how to get it all done. So I get off the FaceTime with them, and I'm feeling awesome. They just make everything in the world seem hilarious and amazing, and they make it all seem right in the world, no matter what's happening. And I look back over, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm 10 minutes out of the milk bar room. I'm still at milk bar, technically, but I'm not in the milk bar room, and it's been 10 minutes. And I look over, and I'm like, I'm going for it. So I go into my room, and I'm like, girl, it's time to meditate. You promised yourself you're trying to get on this 2 meditations a day diet. It's time to meditate. So I'm like, okay, I'm not great at it. I don't always make time for it. But today I promised myself I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Sit in my chair. I start saying my mantra, saying my mantra, saying my mantra. I'm having a real hard time getting comfortable here. Saying my mantra, say my mantra. Am I sure I really want to say my mantra, say my mantra, say my mantra, say my mantra? Brown butter Rice Krispie treat, brown butter Rice Krispie treat, brown butter Rice Krispie treat, brown butter Rice Krispie treat. And I wake up, and it's been 15 minutes. And I'm like, how long have I been saying brown butter Rice Krispie treat to myself? I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing, Christina? Like, you are a hot mess. You need to get back to work. So I get back over into the milk bar room. I take out my ideas notebook, and I scribble down brown butter Rice Krispie treat. And I sit down. Most everyone's left for the day. And I sit down, and I use that time to think about work. I use it to draft and send those emails that take time and that you need peace and quiet for. And I do that for the next few hours of my day until I feel good enough, caught up enough, on top of it enough to start thinking about going home. Feel great. Now, I leave the milk bar room, I leave work, and I start heading for home. But I realize that I'm in the sweetest spot that I found in the day to catch up with everyone else that's not at work. This time, like this commute from work at the end of the day to home, it's like the time that you can crush any other relationship in life. If it's 11 p.m. at night, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm just calling a girlfriend on the West Coast, or I'm FaceTiming them, or I'm texting them. I just figure out who's in the time zone that makes the most sense no matter what time it is that I'm free, and I just reach out to them. And it's something that sometimes I try and tell myself I don't have the energy to do, but I always have the energy to do it. I always feel so much better when I do it. And in this case, I call my sister up, because man, I gotta unload on her. The girls have gone to bed. I'm like, Angela, you are not gonna believe what mom just pulled. And she's like, equal parts unfazed and thinks it's hilarious, because she's like, what did you think she's gonna do? Like, she's the mom, she can do whatever she wants to do, besides you're stubborn, so like we need to come up with these strategies to get around you anyway. And we laugh because she's right. Plus, she tells me she's going after the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup full of Reese's Pieces tomorrow, and she's gonna put that in the mail when she finds it. I'm feeling good. I tell her good night, and I go upstairs to find my man has made some macaroni and cheese, and he has a baller of red wine open. And we connect, we hug it out, we sit down, we laugh, we giggle, we share some of the struggles in our day, and we of course laugh about the hilarity that my mom has now been more connected to him today than she has me, and we laugh at what a beautiful thought that is. We finish up dinner, we start making our way to bed, but then I'm like, oh, give me just 1 second, I just need to check those emails one more time. I just want to make sure everything's okay in the milk bar world before I'm ready to really let it go in the day. And I do it, and he understands because he does the same thing. And I put on my PJs, and I walk into my room, and I scoop a teacup, a coffee cup full of ice cream, and I get into bed, and I turn on the TV, and I just let the world drift away. That's a day for me. It's an example of one. Now, in the pursuit of conquering it all and finding that balance in bonding bright through each one of the rooms, it's really important to me. I fail plenty of times, and I have to constantly remember to forgive myself when I let mom overrule work, or oftentimes when I let work overrule plenty of the other relationships in my life that are super important to me. Even though I remind myself, girl, you can only be in one room at a time, and when you're in one room, you can't be in another room. But sometimes brown butter Rice Krispie treats sneak in and start trying to pull me out of quiet me time. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it happens. I believe that there's plenty of time for any and every relationship that I might need or want to feed in a day, as long as I set realistic expectations, communicate, and forgive myself when I fall short, when I lose my sense of self, when I devalue that bond, when I get a little lazy, when I say I don't have the time or I don't have the energy. Forgive myself. Being present and beyond is about being a perpetual enthusiast for life, being in constant pursuit of having it all. I believe in people. I believe in the power of relationships, even the one you have with yourself. Believe in them. Believe in their beauty, in their hilarity, in their struggle, in their value, and in their strength. As long as you hold on to those bright bonds in your life, everything else will follow. Thank you.